Tonight's little project, excavating this fossil of a 305. And I'm gonna pretty it up, probably take the heads off. Maybe throw a little Howard cam in there or something, but dude, I got some work to do. And I'm just kind of breaking everything up I can get to anyways. Pretty sure this was an old farm truck by all the dirt and rust sitting up on top. Yeah. Another reason I say I'm excavating this dang fossil. Would have never known that was under there. This thing sure did run good though. For the condition. I mean, no oil leaks back here. The front's not covered in oil. You really can't ask for more. I mean, doesn't look great, but at the same time, like, there's no rust buildup around all the bolts anymore, since that guy could not get in there. Definitely gonna need a new thermostat and housing. Definitely not as bad. Checked the water pump earlier, everything checked out there. I might even just go ahead and replace that. But my biggest concern, this one's not bad, but I'm gonna need to get these coolant ports changed out because some of those have corroded away. I feel like that's one good overheating away from popping out. Besides that, I got a decent amount of degreasing to go, but it beats my Firebird, trust me. The other one had rear mainsail, front mainsail, valve covers. I think the intake gasket was leaking for a while. I kept finding fuel on top of my engine, but definitely could be worse. Next update will probably be taking off the intake and possibly valve covers to check out internals and see how the valves are. But once again, like I said, this thing ran great before it came out of the truck. Alrighty, let's get all of our places of interest lubed up. That one's good. heads out. And I think that's all. Get rid of that EGR. No one wants that. Definitely having some ideas. Want to get rid of this mechanical water pump. Definitely try and clean up this coolant routing. Edelbrock intake, Edelbrock carb or Holly carb? Question mark. I found some Moroso valve covers the other day. I'm probably going to order those. I don't know, Howard cam or maybe just another fun looking cam, maybe the Mother Thumper or something. There's also the option for the Super Mother Thumper, but that's only if I do the 4.8 head swap, which doesn't take too much machine work. It's just clearance and everything for the 4.8 heads, and I believe a little bit more oomph on the mid-range and high-end, which would be desired. Gotta replace majority of these coolant plugs. Probably gonna do a nice stainless timing chain cover. But I believe all the lower internals are fine. I just want to check the head because it is an old work truck. Shit, it's actually not too bad in there. Not as much buildup as I thought there would be. Heck yeah. And that just leaves me with finding a transmission that made up to this. I do have a T5, but it is a world class, and I don't believe the splines would hook up correctly. And then there's a weird clutch and flywheel conversion you have to do. You have to run like the 89 clutch from the V6 with the standard V8 flywheel, and then the fitment's just kind of iffy. But yeah, let me know what ideas you guys got. It's only a 305, so not boring it out. Just whatever I can do, bolt on pretty much. And y'all really haven't missed much with the QR25 turbo build besides aluminum intake manifold, which if you do get one, you're gonna have to shave down the back of those tabs to fit your aftermarket fuel rail if you do have one, because this one had some large tabs and it wouldn't fit all the way in. The injectors sat out probably a good 2 or 3 millimeters. And I did just find an aluminum intake manifold. I'll be dropping that part number in the description because these are annoying. I genuinely hate these. The one-time use valve covers, you can't go replacing the spark plug gaskets or just do the valve cover gasket itself. Or if you strip out one of these, you're shit out of luck. You gotta go and order a whole nother one of these, and it's like 79 bucks. And I just found someone who supplies aluminum one of these, which you can go get powder coated, replace the seals, replace all the gaskets for this. You can retout these if needed. And I just find that so much more convenient. It has all the same vacuum ends and everything. So I'll be dropping that part number in the description, probably where to find it. And I really haven't been doing too much else besides fitting everything on, seeing how things are going to work. I still haven't made up my mind on coolant routing. I got 2 of these, and one has an extra bung. I could use that to run to the turbo. Or I might just switch turbo, go straight oil oil fed with a ball bearing and cancel out running coolant lines to my turbo, which also is kind of annoying. And every single thing I end up working on, I've had to tap, which is ridiculous. Whenever I was mounting these two together, I was cleaning out all the ports because it had been sitting outside for a while. Looks like a dirt dauber had made its nest in there. But as I'm pulling out the dirt dauber nest, the threads are just falling out. I don't know if the dirt daubers have some form of like acidic stomach acid and it just sat for way too long. But I've never had that issue before. So got all that tapped. All of these had dirt dauber nests in them. I had to re-tap all of these. Which thankfully that means I can finally put that bracket on, get the CV axle on. I have to get rid of that dipstick and do the dipstick conversion kit for my oil drain, or the 2J already pre-drilled oil pan piece, since this is two separate oil pans, that top half and then that lower pan. And they already sell a mid pan with a hole drilled in perfectly. It's already set with a bung. I think it's like $180. It's really worth the money. But as soon as I get my Firebird out of the way, I can finally finish painting this. Roll this out, turn it around, bring it in, pull the subframe out, stick the subframe on. And hopefully everything mounts up right, everything plugs in. We can get this thing rolling. Oh, and the only other problem, I have to find an aluminum welding guy, because this is what holds the shifter cables right there. And I have no clue how that snapped. It's just such a clean break. I already tried soldering and fusing and try to use a gouging rod to kind of mend them together, but they would not stick. So I got to go take that to somebody or find a replacement, which I have not been able to find this online or anything. So, woo, I might make something. As far as the Firebird, I've got this side in. I got to bolt in that lower control arm, and this side is good to go. These tires have seen better days, so I'm going to order new tires and get those mounted. I've got the other suspension assembly pulled apart and ready to slide in. Got to finish bolting in the rack and pinion, but besides that, this thing's ready to go. Started up the engine the other day, plugged off the reservoir. Put a new brake cylinder in. Besides that, I think everything's still plugged in, ready to go. Just got to charge that battery. And once I get the Firebird done, there will definitely be a lot of B15, Sentra, and Plymouth Neon action going on. And eventually, that 305 going in either the Firebird or something else, unless I clean that up, sell it, use that money to buy a 350. Could be a good option. You guys let me know. And if y'all have any more questions on QR25 stuff or either your Sentra Ultima, or I don't believe the Maxima came with that. I believe all the Maxima stuff's the 3.5. But if y'all have any more questions on, Sentra, Dodge Neon, Ford Taurus, Pontiac Firebird, whatever other vehicles I can get my hands on, let me know. I'll do my best to give you guys a hand. Like and subscribe. More stuff coming soon.